The Jays split their series in Tampa and now have a huge series against the Yankees to look forward to. I'm going to break that down and much more in this episode of Blue Jays Digest. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Hey Jays fans, Nick Gosse here, host of Blue Jays Digest. I'm going to be doing this one solo today. Peter will be back on, I believe, Friday or Thursday for the Yankees breakdown. Before we do get into the video, we'll go ahead and say we're on the road to 1K subscribers, so make sure you hit that. Again, I'll be back with Peter on Thursday or Friday, depending when we get the Yankees breakdown out. But we will definitely both be back for that one, as we have not been together there now for this is the second series in a row. So apologies for that, but stuff happens and things get in the way. But we're gonna break down this crazy series against Tampa and briefly touch on the Yankee series, which is starting today. So yeah, let's begin with game one. It was a 10-5 loss for the Blue Jays. Berrios was on the mound. He's been doing well. He I think had 3 or 4 starts in a row that were promising. I think it's for quality starts, all that. And then he just comes out against the Rays, gives up 6 runs in 2 innings, and he was not. It was unfortunate. He wasn't hitting his spots, and when he was getting crushed. His fastball was getting crushed all season. It's been a rough series for a season for that matter for Berrios, and it really begs the question now who is going to start in the playoffs, whether it is Berrios or Ross Stripling in a game 3. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm sure me and Peter will have a playoff preview video, and we'll have lots of stuff coming out regarding that before the wild card series, because it does look like we are going to make it. The seeding yet we don't know. Looking like wild card 1, but Berrios struggled, and it's a big sign of concern because it makes it much easier for the front office to pick Berrios, given they gave him the huge contract. But if he wasn't struggling, but he's been majorly struggling. So yeah, he went only 2 innings. Pop, I believe he went 2 innings or maybe 1 2/3, but he did great. He gave up no runs, and then of course the Merrifield 2 home runs. Merrifield had a huge series. He's a big talking point of this video, but also again when me and Peter have playoff preview discussions. We'll have a roster video discussion and what we think is going to happen with that. So look forward to that. But Merrifield with a huge game, 2 home runs. I don't know where his power came from. He seems to thrive at the Trop, where everyone else kind of just sucks at the Trop. But huge game for Merrifield. Biggio struggles continue. He's been ice cold. He hasn't been getting any time on the field. Merrifield's taken over completely. But yeah, the story of this game was Berrios struggled again. Lost us the game. Merrifield tried to lead a comeback. Zach Pop held it down in the bullpen, but game 1 was it was definitely a rough one. And again, it just sucks to see because we need Berrios to be good for the playoffs. I think they're gonna start him in game 3, and then use Ross Stripling as a piggyback. But if he's continuing to pitch like this, then maybe they might have to. They're gonna have to start Ross Stripling. So yeah, game 1 was a rough one, 10-5 loss. And then we move on to game 2. Game 2 was a 10-6 loss. Now, one of the reasons the Berrios loss was so, I guess, frustrating, or his struggles were so pronounced and talked about, was because Mitch White was on the hill for the following game, and Mitch White's he hasn't been good. So we really wanted to get game 1 because Mitch White is obviously, it wasn't a bullpen game at least, but Mitch White went out there. He battled 4 innings, 3 runs. He wasn't as bad as he could have went way worse, but obviously we need him to do better. He's not really a factor, I don't think, obviously for the playoffs, but it was a rough game as a whole. But yeah, Mitch White he wasn't that bad. He did okay, I believe. Yeah, he 4 innings, 3 runs, not awful. Wasn't great, but was not awful. A big talking point of this game was Jimmy Garcia. He gave 4 runs. Only 1 of them were earned, but he gave 4 runs, and I believe there was a stat on the broadcast that he's given up 6 runs in his last 4 innings from the time of that game or something like that. He's been giving up runs left and right, which is scary to see. Is that because of fatigue? Is it because the bullpen's been overworked? I don't know. It's scary because Garcia's our 8th inning man, and if he's struggling going into the playoffs, then it messes everything up. Obviously, we have Anthony Bass, who has not been utilized as much as I would like to see. He's only played He hasn't been playing much. Like John Snyder hasn't put him in very much because I guess he has faith in Jimmy Garcia, but Jimmy Garcia has been getting rocked. He's been giving up like solo runs now. A lot of them haven't really mattered in the sense of the Jays were up 3 runs and he'll give up a solo shot in the eighth and then finish the inning, or Romano would come in for one in the third innings. But that this game he was we were down by one, and then Jimmy Garcia came in and um, I believe, and then put us down by whatever it was, put us down 10-6, and then from there was no way to come back. Vladdy had 4 Ks in this game. Vladdy's been struggling the whole series. He's been struggling for the past couple weeks now, and he's still struggling for Vladdy. He's still productive. I believe he still has a 17-game on base streak as of today, but he's drilling the ball into the ground. He has not been hitting the ball in the air at all. I can't even remember if he hit a fly ball in the whole series, but um, game two was a rough one. You kind of expected that with Mitch White on the hill. Not that I don't have faith in Mitch White. I came up with the award, the Mitch White award, for Mitch White. I'm a huge fan of him. It's just that he's gonna need some time, like Kikuchi in the offseason, to reimagine themselves, work with the Jays training staff, pitching staff, and get better there. And unfortunately, we don't have time for that right now. So he's just getting thrown out there, and he's getting hammered. The Garcia thing scared me a little bit. But Vladdy continued to struggle. Some people, I'm not worried about Vladdy. He'll be good, but you hate to see 4 Ks in a night, and it just wasn't his night. And I believe he got moved down to the 3 hole. They moved Bichette up because Bichette's been doing good, and he responded with 4 Ks. But yeah, there wasn't. Game two was a rough one. I want to brush past those first 2 losses. Obviously, they were rough, but we get into game three now. Must win. No game really is must win yet, but as close as you can get to must win as possible. Game three, Manoah was on the hill, and unbelievable. 7 innings, 4 hits, 8 Ks, no runs, 113 pitches. I believe definitely season high. I believe career high as well. Just an unreal start from Manoah. He was dominant the whole way through. He carved up the Rays order, and if you go down 2-0 in a series at this time of year, there was no one else I'd rather have on the hill than Manoah, and he answered very well. He just dominated. He got through 7, tons of pitches. People say, like, are they worried about his pitch count? He doesn't have it. Like Buck Martinez said on the broadcast, he doesn't have a pitching limit restriction for the year. He doesn't have a pitching restriction for the year, so he's just going to go out there every single 5 to 6 days. He pitches really good on rest, whether he has 5 days rest, 6 days rest. He's been so good. He's going to continue to be good. I don't think there's any question about that. I'm not worried. He doesn't look tired at all. He even says, he said a quote, was like, if you think I'm tired, or good luck, or something like that. And he's just been unreal. Manoah was the big standout in this game. Obviously, we needed to win this game. Going down 3-0 in the series would have just been horrible, and would have put the Rays ahead of us by a game into the wild card, because we were 2 games up going into the series. We lost the first 2, so we were tied for wild card 1 going into the game 3. Manoah came in and dominated. Unbelievable. Merrifield, he stayed hot. 1 home run. He had 3 RBIs. It's his 3rd home run of the series. Just domination by Whit Merrifield. It was just incredible. He was the I'm not going to do the full awards because Peter's not here, but I will just give one award, and I'll just do it right now. The MVBJ of the series is definitely Whit Merrifield. Obviously, Manoah had a great series too, but Whit Merrifield was just the highlight of the series. If he gets hot, he can be one of the better hitters in the AL, as he has in the past few years. He hasn't been playing well since he got to Toronto, but he's going to turn it up. He's been doing great, and he's starting tonight against the Yankees. So John Snyder's giving him minutes. He's giving him time in the field. Think about basketball. Romano locks it down. It's good to see Romano in the game 3 go out there and shut him down, get the save. Because he obviously had a couple of saves in the past that he struggled with, a couple of outings that he did really bad for Romano standards. He gave up a few runs. So it's good to see. I'm not worried about Romano at all. It's good to see him shut it down. But yeah, Merrifield again with a bomb. Vladdy continued to keeps hitting ground balls. He'll be okay. But Manoah was just phenomenal, and this was a huge win going into the final game of the series, which was Ross Stripling's turn. I have full faith in Ross Stripling. Like I said, I would want to start him instead of Berrios in a game 3 in a wild card, but they might manipulate some other things. And John Snyder said if it comes down to game 162 to get home field advantage in the wild card, so get wild card 1, He said he's fine putting out Manoah there and then having Manoah not available till maybe the third game on short rest or even the fourth game. And there will not even a fourth game wild card. So Schneider said he's fine with having Manoah, risking Manoah not being available for the wild card series just to secure home field advantage. So that goes to show how important they believe and how much they care about home field. So Stripling went out there. He did his thing. 5 innings, 1 run. He battled. Didn't have his best stuff per se. But he gave us 5 innings of 1-run ball, and that's all you can ask for. He's been dominant all year. Unsung hero. Probably might even be the MVP of the year. Obviously, there's Manoah, but in the sense of someone who you didn't think was going to be great necessarily or be a huge contributor, Ross has been phenomenal. He's been great since the second half of last year for what he does, and now he might be a starter for a playoff team. So great outing out of Stripling. Zach Pop again continued to do great. He continued to shine. He's been great for the bullpen, and obviously we've talked about all of our other bullpen arms throughout the breakdowns with Peter, and I'm just giving light to Zach Pop because he obviously was down in AAA for a while, and now he's coming back up. He has an electric sinker. It's like 98, 97 miles an hour, and he's just been doing phenomenal. We need him because we can't always use our best arms like Anthony Bass. We had a Kikuchi sighting in Game 4. We were up 7-1, and we bought out Kikuchi for the top of the for the last inning of the game. And he got a couple of runners on. He hit the first batter, I believe the first pitch, and I was like, oh Lord. But he got a scoreless inning, and it made the win feel that much better. The thing, if you can't put out Kikuchi or your bullpen player with a 6-run lead, then he really shouldn't be on the team. So I was happy with them putting out Kikuchi there. And then the story of this game was, of course, George Springer hit 2 home runs, and Teoscar hit an absolute bomb. This was a huge win, a statement win. They needed this momentum going into the Yankees series, and they delivered with just that, and it was phenomenal. Great game all around. Looking ahead to the Yankees series, at the time that this video gets uploaded, the Yankees game starts in 2 hours and 30 minutes for me as I'm recording this. So it'll probably be around an hour and a half before the Yankees game by the time this video is uploaded, but this is a huge series. We have Gosse on the hill tonight against Luis Severino, and then I believe we have Berrios tomorrow against, I'm not 100% sure, but we have Berrios, I believe, tomorrow, and then Mitch White Wednesday, I think is the plan. Let's just win one game at a time. Hopefully Judge doesn't hit a bomb, or if he does hit his 61st or 62nd, he hits it to a Jays fan so they can make some good money off that ball. But Gosman's going to have to be dominant tonight. I think he can outpitch Severino. I think he's a better pitcher than Severino. Severino's pretty good. He's electric, but I think we're going to lock it down. We have Jansen in the lineup tonight, and Kirk, I believe. So hopefully, and Merrifield as well. So hopefully Merrifield continues his hot streak, and this is going to be a huge series. We're going to have the full breakdown for you Thursday, I believe. Series ends Wednesday, so it'll definitely be Thursday or earlier. And yeah, that's going to be a crazy series. Hopefully Berrios is a bounce back start. I believe he is starting on Tuesday. So hope you guys are going to wrap it up. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Leave any feedback you have down below. I know it was a solo breakdown, not as long as the usual ones. Just wanted to get this one out there for you guys. And again, we are on the road to 1K subscribers. And the only award I was going to give out is the MVBJ, which I gave to Whit Merrifield. So we'll see you guys for the next Yankees series. Take care, and I'll be there with Peter. So hopefully you look forward to that one. Cheers.